Hey guys, Jeff Holman with Intellectual Strategies. We're at the point where I want to show you the drawings that I was sending over to Larry and Gemma and Brent and whoever else I was working with for potentially making my duffel bag. So, who's ready to see my provisional patent application? Happy to share this with you. It's already filed. I've got additional things going on, so I'm not really concerned at this point about sharing with you what I have. I don't know that I would recommend to clients to do this and share their stuff with everybody else. I usually tell them to not share it, but this is a little bit different. I'm not sharing it for purposes of my business, of the duffel bag product or business necessarily. I'm sharing it because I want you to see the process I'm going through as a patent attorney doing the process that a lot of clients do. So this is an exception to my rule. I'm sharing it with you guys for a different reason. I also have some resources that maybe you guys don't have in terms of IP skills and IP resources in case somebody does do something that I don't want them to be doing with my information. So I think I have a little bit more capability to pursue something if I needed to, but I don't expect that to happen. So let me show you a few of the drawings. I'm going to sneeze. Let me show you a few of the drawings that I've got here about my duffel bag. And again, these are raw videos, so I'm not even going to edit that out. It's just part of what you get. So that's how I'm able to do this without having to worry about whether or not it's perfect. I just want to be able to give you what I have as quickly as I can. So the drawings that I have here. These are just some views of the duffel bag. The figure one is the top view. What you can see in this figure is I've tried to this is me drawing my best guess at how to draw a duffel bag. And what I did in part is as I just went online and I started looking at pictures of duffel bags. If you go onto Google and you type in duffel bag and then click on the images, it'll pull up all the images. A lot of them are photos, some of them are sketches. And I did several searches to try to figure out what's the best way to draw a duffel bag. Now I will say that these ultimately are not the drawings that my prototype was built with. They're similar in some ways, but I think those are a little bit better drawings, and I'll show those to you in a separate video. But to get my idea patent pending and convey this in a provisional patent application, this is actually what I submitted. So, I should note, there are lots of ways to get patent pending. There are good ways, there are bad ways, there are quick ways, there are long ways. But inventors really should get patent pending. There's reasons to do that. If you don't get patent pending before you go out and you start and you either purposefully or inadvertently publicly disclose your invention, before you sell your invention, before you offer it for sale and some other things, you can jeopardize your rights in the United States to be able to patent it later. There's a little flexibility there, but you can jeopardize your rights. Also, there's not really any flexibility in most foreign countries. If you jeopardize your rights, you lose those rights to pursue patents in foreign countries forever. And that just seems like such a small investment to make. Even if you're going to DIY your own provisional patent application or hire an attorney to help you, that doesn't matter as much. But you should get patent pending before you start disclosing this to other people, even under NDAs. NDAs are good. They have certain qualities to them. Patent applications are good. They have qualities to them, and some of those overlap and some of them don't. So they offer a little bit different types of protection. So these are the drawings that I did. You can see here in figure one is a top view. Figure two is a side view. And this is, in fact, because I got it here, this is the top view of the bag. I'm recreating this video. This happened early October, and it's now December, and I've got the prototype. This is the side view, and the inside here is where those dashed grids are inside there. Let's see what's next. So if you open it up, this is a top view if you open it up. And since we have the bag, we might as well do that, right? And you'll know that, top view of the bag there. And this isn't the final version. I've explained in another video some of the stuff I've done with this already, but it's going to be posted later on in this series of videos because I got this bag like this week in December. So you'll have to wait till then to see more about that bag, probably the actual prototype. So these are the top view with the grid open, and it's just a side view of maybe how the grid stands up straight or slants. And then figure 5 and 6 are related to an expandable laundry bag side. I think that's what I call it, expandable laundry bag. And that's also incorporated in this prototype here. And then figures 7 and 8 are an attempt at showing an expandable shoe bag. Now, this is the one that if you have seen the video already about where I talked with some of the product designers, I told them to skip that part because frankly I hadn't worked it out all the way. I had various different ways of potentially doing it, but it was a little confusing, and it's not. I wanted to focus primarily on the other two points of the bag, which are the grid storage and the expandable laundry bag. So we skipped the other stuff. Now let me show you what the specification looks like. This is not going to be exciting. I mean, this is what I do all day. Or my team does, is just drafting patent applications on different inventions. And it's just really taking and writing down the description of what's in the drawings in this case. Figure 1 shows this, figure 2 shows this, figure 3, 4, 5, and I walk through and I show and I describe stuff. Now you can put other things into your provisional patent application, and there are different ways to do it. What I want to mention though is I actually have, because I think this is so important, I actually have created an entire online DIY provisional patent application course. You can get access to parts of it for free. The introductory stuff is available for free. Whether or not, what are the different types of IP, how to tell if your invention is patentable, and I walk through the steps that the patent office actually uses to evaluate inventions, and you should be using those same criteria for yours. And let's see, what's the other thing? Oh yeah, I give you a document that called an innovation disclosure form that kind of steps through a really good way to start to document your invention. And if you do those 3 things, whether you take the rest of the course or not, if you do those 3 things, you're pretty much ready to go and talk to a patent attorney if that's what you want to do, or you're ready to start to, maybe even if your outline innovation disclosure form is really good, you might even be able to file that as a provisional patent application. Or you can go on, you can take the rest of the course where I talk about, another 10 or 12 hours worth of stuff, walking through my actual process of drafting a patent application for a product. It's not this product, it's a different product that I created and came up with, but I didn't pursue it commercially. But I do have a working prototype sitting out in my garage. It's made to store tools like rakes and shovels and stuff like that. So not one that I decided to pursue commercially, but I came up with it as an example to use in that online course. So you can get to that right now either through, you can just go to my website, there'll be a link to it, or you can get to it through provisionalworkshop.com or potentially through DIYpatentpending.com. Those are 2 websites that I'm using to get people to that course right now. And like I say, there's free materials there. You should go there. You should get the free materials and use those. Regardless of whether or not you're going to hire me or another attorney, or you're going to DIY your own patent application yourself, you should go get that material, reference it, use it, and let it help you in your process of getting your invention patent pending. So that's it. That's all for now. That's the provisional patent application process. I filed this before I talked with, or before I showed any details to any of the prototype manufacturers that I talked with, and before I did any surveys involving disclosure of the device. That's my patent attorney coming out. Before I did any surveys showing the duffel bag. So I didn't disclose this to anybody before I actually got this patent pending. And if you go back to the initial email where I sent out and I said, hey, I'm going to do a project, and I reached out to some friends and potential advisors, I didn't tell them exactly what it was. I told them generally that it was going to be a duffel bag, but I didn't tell them the features, the new features that that duffel bag has. So anyway, hope you find this helpful. Follow along, subscribe to the channel, and find out how this went next. I think we're getting into some of the really good parts of the process, and I'm excited to share the next steps with you. Until next time, bye.